afternoon, Keto Rock Stars. This is Rockin Keto Amy. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content I create, always remember to hit that like, subscribe, and share button down below. Today, we're going to be talking about a recent vacation that I took to Florida, and I'm going to show you some videos and photos from where we traveled to West Palm Beach on the Atlantic side, and then we headed over to the Gulf side, and we went to the Fort Myers Beach area. And I'm also going to be including some videos and photos of the interesting foods that we ate, some of the places that we visited, the wildlife that we saw. So please sit back and enjoy the sights and sounds. Good morning, everybody. Amy from Keto Rockstars here. It is 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the Delta terminal. My plane is right back there. And it's very early. It's 5 a.m. That's why I look really tired. I'm not a morning person, but I'm getting ready to board my flight. Excited to go to Florida. Right now I just got some coffee. Haven't eaten anything yet today. And I did bring a packet of Coco Loco Salty, which is my favorite electrolyte. And I'm going to put that in my coffee here. I haven't eaten yet. Kind of early for me, so I usually don't eat this early. I do have some bacon and nuts and cheese in my purse here that I can eat on any one of the planes. Flying to Atlanta with a 3-hour layover, and maybe try to find a place to get something to eat there. But even if I don't, that's okay. I'll sort of be fasting, so that's good too. And I will catch you later. This is Amy Day. I am in the Atlanta airport. I decided to stop at the TGI Fridays and get a bacon and cheese omelet. I will talk more about this later, but I wanted to show you a picture. Okay, I'm walking in the Atlanta airport to my flight, and I just had the status omelet at TGI Fridays. It was very small. It was $16. Remind me never to eat in an airport again. If this is how the meals are going to be on this trip, I'm probably going to lose 50 pounds. I am headed to my next flight, which is from Atlanta to West Palm Beach. Before I got the omelet, I did have 2 pieces of bacon and 2 cheese sticks, but I was still hungry, so I decided to find a restaurant. And TGI Fridays was just a little walk from my gate. Well, another thing that happened was when I had to walk the entire airport from one end to the other. Well, I chose to walk it. You could take a tram, but I thought I had 3 hours in between flights, so I thought I would just walk it. But I accidentally got out of security and had to go back into security. So I just wanted to fill you guys all in on that. Oh, and the omelet that I had was $16 plus a tip. So again, probably wouldn't do that again. Anyway, I will check back in with you all later. When we landed in West Palm Beach, there was a bad storm with lightning, so we sat on the runway waiting to approach our gate until the storm cleared. We were stuck on that plane for 2.5 hours. I was starting to become very hangry. The first thing we did after getting to the West Palm Beach Embassy Suites was to go to the restaurant in the hotel. I had a juicy pub-style hamburger with no bun, bacon, a fried egg, and a side salad with blue cheese dressing. It was delicious. Much better than the omelet I had at TGI Fridays. Isn't it beautiful? This is a view of the hotel outdoor pool at the Embassy Suites West Palm Beach. It was beautiful. The Embassy Suites had a continental breakfast every day. The best part was the omelet station where you could get made to order omelets. The West Palm Beach portion of our vacation was about a gospel concert I was singing in on Sunday. On Saturday, we had a very long rehearsal. over 4 hours at the First Presbyterian Church. The Ebony Chorale hosted us along with several other choirs. Saturday, after rehearsal, we traveled up the I continue to A1A Beachfront Avenue. If you know, you know. Then we went to Jupiter Beach, where our Ebony Corral friends hosted a barbecue with brisket, rib tips, ribs, and chicken. There was sauce on it, but it was available to eat and delicious. I had a migraine, and at the time I didn't know it was being caused by my new bifocals, so I drank 3 Coke Zeros. I hadn't had a pop or soda, other than Zevia, in 7 years. It instantly resolved my migraine, and also it tasted delicious. I'm not going to make this a permanent habit, though. After lunch, I was able to go swimming in the Atlantic Ocean at Jupiter Beach. The water was perfect, and so was the weather. Meanwhile, my husband Dennis arrived on the other side of the state at Punta Gorda Airport and was staying the night with some friends. Sunday morning, I woke up and moved to a different hotel room as my husband would be joining me at the Embassy Suites at West Palm Beach. Hi everybody, it's Rockin Keto Amy Davis again, and I'm coming to you from West Palm Beach, Florida. I am in the hotel room, the Embassy Suites, West Palm Beach. Lovely hotel. I highly recommend if you're ever in West Palm Beach. We're by the airport. I highly recommend booking this hotel. It's Sunday, about noon at this point, and I'm just waiting for us to board the bus to go to our gospel concert that I'm singing in, which is the whole reason for us being here. My husband, I flew him into Fort Myers on the other side of the state. He is en route. I just left my roommate in the other hotel room, and I just checked into the room that my husband and I will be staying in just for tonight. Tomorrow we leave to go back to the other side, Fort Myers, and spend a week with our close friends. So I'm really excited about that. I thought I would just do a walkthrough of the hotel room. So I'm going to flip this around. Walk through the door. Right to the left is the bathroom. It's got a nice walk-in shower. Here is the bathroom area. You can see me there, hey, filming. Sorry, I already have stuff out because I'm already getting ready for my concert. Then there's a little kitchen area here with sink. I don't know what's down there. Oh, that's just under the sink. And a fridge. So there's a nice mini fridge. That's not really anything there. So then here is the nice living area with a desk, a little coffee station, and a microwave. And I find that they don't keep the coffee going, and I really like my coffee. So they do have this little Hamilton Beach coffee maker. So just, standard stuff in a hotel room, but it's really nice. TV, dresser. And then here's our view. I mean, we're not that close to the water, but they have a nice pool area down there, which I kind of took a picture and posted on social media last night. Very nice hotel. We've stayed here before when we've come to sing. And then as we go into this room, this is the bedroom. So very nice. Another TV, nice closet space. Nice area for a closet. There's my concert attire. Safe down there. So yes, I'm very pleased with the hotel room. Last night we hung out with friends. We didn't really go anywhere. Chilled in the other room. We got a long day today. So about the food, they have a continental breakfast here every morning. The scrambled eggs are not so great, but they have an omelet station. Now today's very busy because it is Sunday. Yesterday we got down there really early, like around 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and I was like one of the first people to get an omelet. And you can put whatever you want in the omelet. So that's what we've been doing every day. Now tomorrow we're getting up early and driving back to the other side of the state, Fort Myers. So I may not have time to get breakfast. So it's my husband, myself, and a good friend of mine who we're dropping off to pick up a train to go to St. Pete. So we may just have to stop along the way somewhere and get something. One thing that happened to me. So let's see, Friday was a long day because I got up at 3 in the morning and it was 4 p.m. by the time I got here. Had a transfer flight in Atlanta, and then we spent like almost 3 hours on the runway because of a thunderstorm once we landed. So that delayed me quite a bit. And then, we just sat down in the hotel bar area and we chatted and stayed up a little bit. And then Saturday morning, I woke up with the worst migraine. So I was taking acetaminophen and alternating with ibuprofen to try to get rid of that. I don't think I had as much caffeine as I normally have on Friday. I think the weather down here is different. I don't know if you could see this, but I burst a blood vessel in my eye. So that's going on. And yesterday on and off, I was just sick with nausea and a headache all day. Today I wake up, I feel great. So at least that was only one day. We did have a 4-hour rehearsal for our concert yesterday. So that was tough to, push through, but I was able to do it. What did we eat yesterday? Oh, they fed us. I wanted to take pictures. I don't think that I was able to, but they took us to a park on Jupiter Beach and they fed us a bunch of barbecue. Now, the meat was already pre-sauced. Okay, so we had ribs, brisket, chicken, and rib tips, but they already had barbecue sauce on them. I'm sure there was sugar in the barbecue sauce, so hopefully there wasn't a lot of barbecue sauce on the meat, but it was on there. But that was going to be my meal for the day. And then last night we Ubered to Walmart. I should have bought more snacks or food or whatever. I just got some cheese sticks and some meat sticks, and I'm sure they're not clean either, but we're traveling and it's really hard to find clean food. I do have friends, Sandy and Taryn, on this trip with me, and they recently went carnivore. So they packed a whole suitcase. So for $35, you can check your bag. And they brought a carry-on suitcase full of pre-cooked meats because they're carnivore. And it got through security. So next time I travel, I may do a bunch of cooking ahead of time and just bring a whole suitcase, and you can put ice packs in there to keep it cold, depending on how long and how far you're traveling. But you can cook bacon, sausages, hamburger patties, and put cheese in there, whatever you want, and you can bring a whole suitcase full of food. The other friend, she brought a metal water bottle, and she did not fill it with water, but she put ice in it. And the attendant at the security asked her if there's any liquid in it. She goes, no, it's just ice. So she took us. That way, when you get on the plane, when the ice starts to melt, you have water to drink. So the next time I travel, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to probably pack a suitcase full of meat and pre-cooked food to keep in the hotel room if it's a flight. And obviously, if you're driving, you could just take a cooler full of food. But so these are some things that I've learned on this trip, traveling with people who have been carnivore less than I've been keto. So I'm taking notes, and it's just, a great way to go. Now there is a Walmart down the street. We do have a microwave. So I should have bought some microwave bacon last night and some paper plates, and I could have just ate bacon all day. But I didn't think about that. The other thing you could do is there's glasses in here. You could buy some eggs and you could microwave some eggs and just eat those out of the glass. So I thought about that. So just some travel trips that you can do on the road. Just because you're flying somewhere doesn't mean there's some things you can't do. Now my husband's coming with a rental car, so we will have that. But really, I just need to survive here by myself for one more night. We will probably go out to eat tonight. We'll probably find a restaurant we can go to and do that. So I just wanted to have a quick chat. And I will do some more filming the rest of the week on our trip. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. It is Sunday afternoon and it's now time for another 3-hour rehearsal before our 2-hour concert with no breaks. The concert was a success. It was time to travel across the state on Monday from West Palm to Punta Gorda. We stopped to enjoy some nature along the way.
Well, where those little circles are,
I mean, those
fish. Oh, those are fish.
I think those are fish. That's definitely an alligator.
Amy, look.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I thought we'd like this.
Still.
We could do that one day is go on an Everglades tour down.
They're white ibises. It's like Dr. Doolittle, isn't he?
There you go. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Yes. There you go. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, you are. You're beautiful. Beautiful voice. I'm going to move over here.
No, that's not a mockingbird.
I'm going to move over here, honey. Can you see me? Yeah. I know.
That could be like a boat-tailed grackle or something.
Yes. That is gorgeous. Yeah, you're not going our way.
Our good friend Lynette rode with us across the state, and we dropped her off to catch a bus up to St. Pete. Goodbye, Lynette. Our good friends that we were staying with in Cape Coral ended up getting us a boat ride to the Gulf. We went from Cape Coral to Sanibel Island where we swam in the Gulf and grilled chicken on the grill in the boat. It was a great time. On Tuesday, our friend drove us all around the southern western coast of Florida. We started in Fort Myers and ended up visiting this amazing grocery store in Naples called Oak Farms Seed to Table, owned by Alfie Oaks. This place was amazing. The organization of the vegetables was not like anything I've ever seen. There was not one item out of place. It looked like a masterpiece. Everything was so fresh, not like the grocery stores up here in Indiana. I got particularly excited when I saw the roast beef case because they had roast beef covered in horseradish. Yummy. Everything in their seafood case was fresh too and looked so delicious. They had a lot of different types of seasoned bacon to choose from too. Probably not something I would eat on a regular basis, but it still looked delicious. We ended up going upstairs and eating at the restaurant. We ordered a small seafood sampler for about $60. I'm glad we didn't order the large because it took us like an hour to eat. It was so delicious. Can't get this type of seafood in Indiana. We continued to drive further south through Marco Island, seeing different sights, and we drove all the way through Everglades City. We thought about taking a boat ride tour of the Everglades, but there was a drought, and many of the Everglades were dried up, so no boat ride for us. We had to make a pit stop and pull over to the side of the road. My husband found these interesting creatures. At the time, we didn't know what they were, but they ended up being horseshoe crabs. Apparently, horseshoe crabs are rare to see alive. They are arthropods and are not really crabs. They're more closely related to arachnids like spiders, ticks, and scorpions. The blood of a horseshoe crab is very valuable in the medical field and is used in the detection of bacterial endotoxins in medical applications. They are caught, bled, and then released back in the wild to catch their blood for medical purposes. On Wednesday, our friend took us to her favorite bar and grill for lunch in Fort Myers, Doc Ford's. You can tell this is a popular spot to eat. I had ahi tuna served on rice noodles with veggies. I did not eat the noodles as they're not keto. I only ate the tuna and I picked out some veggies. And I also had a bowl of conch chowder. It was delicious. My husband ate off plan a little bit and had his favorite, shrimp and grits, and he said that was delicious also. We also got to meet Gloria, the resident cat employee of Doc Ford's. Thursday was a pool day at our friend's house. We started to get a little hungry, so we headed over to Back Streets in Cape Coral where I had a burger, no bun, and a salad. I forgot to take a picture of the food, but I also got to sing karaoke. Friday was our last day really to see sights and sounds and visit. We started with a wonderful breakfast at the Speckled Egg restaurant in Fort Myers. We had omelets and bacon. Mine was a Philly cheesesteak omelet. They gave us a side of tomato, and our cashier has also lost about 60 or so pounds, so she was very understandable about substitutions. Then we drove to Fort Myers Beach to take a walk on the beach and visit Margaritaville. We also saw the Fort Myers Pier that was destroyed during Hurricane Ian. It was a beautiful day, but time to get ready to go home. For dinner on Friday night, we decided to visit a restaurant and market that our friends here in Indiana recommended in Cape Coral called the Lobster Lady. Their menu is diverse, and again, everything you see here is fresh. Check out those meat and seafood cases. Everything looks so delicious and fresh. They had a lobster game in the corner with a grab claw, kind of like the stuffed animal grabber games at convenience stores, only it was with live lobsters. I forgot to take a video of that. Also, if you are a fisherman, you can bring in your own catch here and they will prepare and cook it for you. I thought that was neat. We ordered the seafood shareable platter for $99. It fed 2 to 3 people, but we finished the whole thing off, just the 2 of us. It had lobster, crab, oyster, shrimp, mussels, and seafood salad. I did eat a little off plan our last meal and I ordered a gluten-free peanut butter pie. I'm sure it was not sugar-free. On our way home, we saw these cute little owls. Time to go home to get ready for bed because we have an early flight in the morning. We flew home early Saturday morning. It was a wonderful vacation with good friends, food, and fun. Au revoir, Florida. Till next time, thank you for watching.